How you doing today, Tegas? This is VyTeg. Well, we're here for another Throwback Thursday story. Continuation of last week? Okay. Um, like I was mentioning about garage sales last week, my grandmother, she was actually very good at making arts and crafts. She also was very good at painting. She did murals in every room of the house. Actually, a very interesting story about that is she would she actually did paint a mural in every room of the house. I'm talking every room. She did one in the living room. It was of like a desert. Uh, just like, let's say, go over here in the corner was it's like you're in a tent. You had like these little white drapes coming down. And then over here, like on the wall over here, you saw like an oasis. There's camels. It was really, really neat. So here, the kitchen. She didn't really paint on the wall in the kitchen, but what it was she painted. It was a picture of my grandfather when he was a teenager on a farm. She painted that on the base of the kitchen cabinet. The bathroom downstairs. That was of it's like you're in a hot air balloon, and you're kind of just seeing all the other hot air balloons in the sky. You look over, Um, no, I lied to you. There actually wasn't a mural in her workroom. Because that was, like I said, the downstairs living room. There was a closet, so there's really nothing that she could really paint down there. If you go up the stairs to go upstairs, it was like you're under the sea, and you go up the stairs almost like you're walking along, like on rocks, something like that, down under the sea. There's turtle, some fish over here on the very top. Was even more fish. And when you turned to go up the other 3 steps, you can see 2 dolphins on the end of the hallway. Their bedroom was you could see was a tree. There was this one tree. I'm trying to remember this. It was over 10 years ago. I'm trying to remember all. That was actually when moved out of the yellow house. Was back in 2007. I'm just trying to remember it all. Anyways, like I said, it was a tree, and there is like a couple birds in there. The bathroom was like you're in like an old style palace, except all the bricks were pink. That one wasn't very. I didn't really like that bathroom. It's like you're in a pink castle. But anyways, it's like when you look over, because the toilet was facing the other wall, and it's like you're looking out, and it goes over like a what do you call it, a big fountain, like you're looking out into a big garden. So in a sense, you're going to the bathroom out in the open. That's kind of how I was taking it. Oh, I guess there wasn't a painting in every room because my grandfather's workroom upstairs, he didn't have any painting there. He didn't want a mural or anything in his workroom. But in my room, this decision came when I was 7 years old, and I do kind of miss it. For 10 years, I had this painting in my room, and it stayed. But it was of dinosaurs. I remember on one wall there is a T-Rex and a Triceratops, Velociraptor. It was all on a hill, so, it's like a cliff. Then on down below the cliff, you got a herd of brachiosaurs. In the sky, there was pterodactyls. Then on the other wall, which this painting didn't make any sense, because on the other wall, it's like you're standing in the river, and there's a big herd of brachiosaur, but like right there, and more pterodactyls around the sky. Anyways, I didn't mean to go on and on and on about the paintings, but anyways, like I said, she was very good at doing the arts and crafts. And what my grandfather did was he bought a small store for her to sell her stuff in, but she soon kind of discovered the joys of gambling, and what turned from a couple of trips a week down to the boat turned into a trip every single day for a couple of hours. So she eventually gave up on the shop. My grandfather tried taking it over. He was very good at fixing broken computers, but whatever computers he had extra that he didn't need, he would take it and sell it at the store. He gave up on the business altogether within the first month of even buying it, because it just wasn't his dream job. The thing about me is I was a chubby kid in school. Now, I walked with a limp, had no girlfriend, or even friends, for that matter. Um, and I was taunted from kindergarten all the way through 7th grade. But when I reached into the 8th grade is when I got my first girlfriend. Her name was Ashley. Um, can I remember... I'm sorry. But I remember, though, how we met was she came up to me one day. I was at my locker. She came up and started talking to me. And she was one of the popular girls in school, and I kind of, she had like this long blonde hair, that went almost all the way down her back. And anyways, like I said, I'm pretty sure she passed me a couple times in the hallway before, but this is the first time she actually came up and started talking to me, and I remember I was real nervous. But I remember her breath. Still remember to this day. Her breath gave off the scent of this cherry bubble gum that she was chewing, and I remember I didn't really want to do anything or ruin it, do anything stupid to ruin what was happening. But yeah, she invited me to go hang out at the movie theaters. It was at the edge of town. It's still there, actually. It's now known as the Rave Cinemas. But back then, oh gosh, there's Showcase Cinema, I think it was called back then. It went through a few name changes. Anyways, yeah, she invited me to hang out over there. But we've never hung out just by ourselves. Only once did we. But every other time it was with her friends. But and I remember this one time she invited me to this party. It was a party being thrown by this like somewhat popular high school. He was a senior. He was a senior, and like I said, I was 8th grade, and I'm being invited to a party being thrown by a senior, and I remember, and I accepted the invitation, but I was also very nervous about that. But so what I did, later, it was later on that night. I stopped in at the store. It was on the way. It's not like I went out of the way, but anyways, it was on the way. I stopped in at the store to get Ashley some flowers. I didn't want to show up just empty-handed. What kind of boyfriend would do that? Just show up empty-handed. But anyways, I went in, and I found it was like a dozen roses. That was like the only thing there that I just knew was like everything else just wasn't up to Ashley's standards. So anyways, I went to go get her this dozen roses. When I went to go check out, I didn't realize that they were over $20 damn. And all I had on me at that time was $5. And I was like, I can't just show up empty-handed. I can't just present her with a single rose either. Because like I said, she had standards. So I remember what my father had taught me. So here's what I did. I said, I got some more shopping to do. I'll take care of it on my way out. So what happened where this little place is next to one exit. And so I took the roses and I was just walking towards the other exit. And I thought, you know what? I still got the $5 in my pocket, right? So I thought, I can get her chocolates. So I walked over to this discount little area. They're not expired chocolates, but it's just discount because like they didn't sell it within a certain time. And I found it was a nice size box, and it was like $5, and I had some change on me. I'm not gonna lie, I did have some change. I had a little over $5, but I went through the checkout lane, and as they're ringing up the chocolates, they asked me about the flowers, and I was like, well, yeah, I already paid, so Thing was, yeah, I left out that store, just paid for the chocolates, and I got the flowers for free. Oh shit! I did not realize this thing just went on for 10 minutes. I will get to you guys next week on the continuation of the party. Stay tuned. Have a great day.